How do you engage distribution center employees? I'm Greg Schenkel, President of Unique Training and Development and Frontline Leadership Systems, and today we need to look at how do you engage employees in a distribution center. Well, there's a few myths, of course. Myth number one in a distribution center environment is employees aren't motivated enough to be engaged in their work. You know what? It's warehouse work. Who's going to really want to be enthusiastic about it? Myth number two, warehouse employees don't care about their job. It's just a job. Myth number three, warehouse employees don't need any training. They just need to move boxes and do things. And that's not really true. And then myth number four is warehouse employees don't listen to the feedback that they get because they're dismissive of it. Now, the fact is that engaged employees outperform their peers who are not engaged. And overall, companies with high employee engagement are 21% more profitable as a result of that. So this goes back a long time in terms of employee engagement. Douglas McGregor, an MIT prof, wrote the book, The Human Side of Enterprise, all the way back in 1961. That's right, we're rocking the hits of the 60s in today's Leader Feeder. But it's been revalidated, his research. And essentially, it boils down to something called the self-fulfilling prophecy. The self-fulfilling prophecy says that whatever I believe as a leader tends to affect how I treat other people, and then that in turn gets reflected back in terms of how those team members act towards the company, to their jobs, and to each other. So what McGregor is saying is that if I've got this negative thought about distribution center employees being unengaged and not really interested in improvement, then I'm going to start treating them that way, and they're going to respond to that by acting in a way that is disengaged. And then, of course, I'm going to say, see, I told you, these guys don't want to do a good job. But if you flip McGregor's theory upside down and you say, if I start to expect more, if I start to believe that distribution center employees want to deliver better results, they want to be engaged, they do care about their jobs, that's going to inspire me as the leader to do an even better job of doing it. So I've got a few tips on that I want you to focus on to increase the engagement level. Tip number one is to treat people well. Treat people well. Now, I don't mean you're showering them with steak and lobster dinners. I just mean that you're treating them well in terms of kindness, that you're not treating them as just a number. You're actually interacting with them as a human being. So treat them well. Build trust and respect. Now, trust and respect are key to any relationship, and especially the relationship between the leader and their team member. So building trust and respect means talking to people in a conversational way, not in an accusational way or in a demeaning way. We've got to see people at the same level, not necessarily beneath us as a leader. So treat people with trust and respect and build that trust and respect. And then finally, the third tip is to help people win the day. We make the mistake of thinking people they don't care about the output. They're just there to put their hours in. It's do my 8 and hit the gate. Well, the reality is no, people do want to achieve things, but if they don't have a clear idea of what winning is, they're not going to be able to drive for those results. So as the leader, make sure people know, here's what our targets are for the day, here's what we need to get done, and then the next day, let them know how they did. It's like keeping score, and it tends to motivate people and engage them. So once you've figured that out, you're going to realize that you can engage distribution center employees more than you ever thought you could. And that means you're going to want to work on some of your other leadership skills for your operational managers and your supervisors and your team leads. And that's where the Frontline Leadership Training Program comes in. Whether you have us on site to deliver the program or use our virtual training studio to do that engagingly from a distance, or our newest option is our Frontline Leadership On Demand program, which allows your people to learn at their own pace, put those ideas into action, and then we measure the impact that it's having on your organization. All of those solutions start with a conversation, and you can do that by visiting our website at uniquedevelopment.com. And there we can engage and have a discussion about what's the right way to start your leadership development process, and then how do you build on that over time. Either way, we want to partner with you to drive up your leadership effectiveness, which will drive your organizational success.